Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're examining our picks for the 10 BBC Panorama Controversies.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most scandalous moments that involve the Beeb's premier news investigative show and see the dramatic fallout. Locating Latifah.
3 years ago, the Sheikh's 32-year-old daughter Latifah tried to escape, but she was captured.
In 2018, drama erupted from the United Arab Emirates when Sheikha Latifah bint Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the daughter of Dubai ruler Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, attempted to escape the region. However, she was taken back and seemingly vanished from the public eye. In February 2021, Panorama released the episode The Missing Princess, which explored the tale and featured a secret video Princess Latifah had recorded in 2018.
I'm not allowed to travel or leave Dubai at all.
This publicly sparked the United Nations to investigate what happened to Latifah, asking for proof of life from the UAE. In the months that followed the episode, photos of the princess emerged that showed her in several countries, as well as friends and family stating she was okay, seemingly ending international concern.
She said that she was missing me and she was so happy to hear my voice.
Reckless finger pointing.
On a Saturday afternoon 2 years ago, a red Vauxhall parked in the centre of Omagh.
In 1998, the paramilitary group the Real IRA set off an explosion in the town of Omagh in Northern Ireland. 29 people lost their lives and hundreds were injured in the devastation. In 2000, Panorama released the episode Who Bombed Omagh? Within it, the show named people who were possibly involved in the terrible event.
That builder was Seamus Daly, the man who Record Show had been contacted after the bomb car was stolen.
It's believed the naming and shaming segment drew the attention of the Real IRA. In 2001, a vehicle with explosives was placed in the BBC television centre in London, England. While the police carried out a controlled explosion, something went wrong and it went off. While none perished, one person was injured from debris. Afterward, police stated the controversial episode was likely the cause of the attack.
I look into my daughter's face and I see the face of the children I saw that day.
Bad journalism? In 2010, after 9 attempts, humanitarian organisations, known collectively as the Gaza Freedom Flotilla, attempted to break the Gaza naval blockade to get supplies into the region. However, Israeli forces raided the ships. While the crew on the MV Mavi Marmara attempted to fight back, 9 humanitarians were slain, and another later perished due to their injuries. 10 Israeli soldiers were also injured. Shortly after, Panorama explored the tragedy in the episode Death in the Med. It caused many complaints to the BBC for bias towards Israel, and appearing to make the humanitarians seem militant, even being described as bad journalism at best. In 2011, the BBC Trust conducted an investigation that admitted that while there were 3 guideline breaches, the overall episode was accurate. Care abuse.
Several staff had reported problems at Winterbourne View, assaults even, but nothing changed. We needed to get inside.
Winterbourne View in Hambrook was a private hospital that specialised in caring for those with learning difficulties. In 2011, Panorama released Undercover Care, The Abuse Exposed, which showcased the terrible conditions behind the scenes. Staff were seen physically attacking patients and verbally abusing them.
As they wait for lunch, the same patient is on her knees being wrestled by another member of staff.
One incident had a resident getting mouthwash poured into their eyes. It was horrifying. This launched a massive investigation into the facility. In the end, 11 staff members were found guilty of abuse or neglect, 6 of which received prison sentences ranging from 6 months to 2 years. The heartbreaking episode even won the show a TV BAFTA, while Winterbourne View was closed due to the terrible scandal.
Simon's never been treated like that in his life before.
ADHD stigmatising.
We reveal a health scandal affecting thousands of people.
For some time now, hidden disabilities and disorders haven't been taken seriously by the media, and in 2023, the BBC decided to get involved by releasing the Panorama episode Private ADHD Clinics Exposed. Within it, investigator Rory Carson went to 3 private clinics and showcased symptoms of ADHD. Unsurprisingly, he was given medication.
What do you think would work? So yeah, if you ask for my recommendation, I would say let's start with Concerta Excel.
Okay.
See if it helps you.
But when Carson went to the NHS, he had a more in-depth assessment, with the clinician knowingly being recorded, so he was deemed not to have the disorder. Many people that suffer from ADHD and charities that support them were livid at the episode. In their view, it has stigmatised the disorder and made it seem as though it doesn't actually exist. The BBC publicly defended the programme after the backlash.
We can all display symptoms at times. Fidgeting, getting distracted, acting impulsively. But that only adds up to ADHD if those symptoms severely affect your daily life.
Corruption in English football. 2006 was a murky year in football. On top of the Calciopoli in Italy, England had its own scandal involving corruption that was exposed by Panorama with the episode Undercover: Football's Dirty Secrets. In some of the secret recordings, various allegations included Sam Allardyce and his agent's son Craig taking bribes to sign select players, Harry Redknapp breaking the rules by talking to an agent about signing Andy Todd, and coach Kevin Bond discussing accepting a bribe from another agent. The episode sparked an FA investigation into the matter. In the immediate aftermath, while he denied the allegations, Bond's contract at Newcastle United was terminated, and Craig Allardyce quit being an agent. Far-right Thatcher.
Mrs Thatcher's always said that Conservatives would need 2 parliaments to see Britain recover.
In 1984, Panorama released the episode Maggie's Militant Tendency, which upset numerous politicians. The programme claimed several Conservative MPs under Margaret Thatcher, such as Gerald Howarth, Harvey Proctor and Neil Hamilton, had links to far-right groups and ideologies. Hamilton was also accused of doing a fascist salute in 1983 Germany. Many higher-ups for Panorama and the BBC believed their approach was satisfactory, legally speaking. However, that didn't stop Hamilton and Howarth from suing the broadcaster for libel. In 1986, during the trial, the BBC withdrew from the case. This left them to pay Hamilton and Howarth's legal costs an additional £20,000 and apologise in the next Panorama episode.
And we are succeeding. Profits are going up.
Putting students in danger. In 2013, a group of students at the London School of Economics was going to explore the very secretive North Korea.
So, welcome to the real North Korea.
Tacked onto the team were an additional 3 people, who turned out to be investigative journalist John Sweeney, his wife Tomiko Newson, and a camera operator who were there to record the Panorama episode North Korea Undercover. Many of the students claimed they didn't know the trio were journalists until they were inside the country.
Hello everybody. Hello.
LSE claimed they weren't informed of the danger, but the BBC stated otherwise. Regardless, it's not unusual for North Korea to arrest undercover journalists, potentially putting the students' lives in danger. LSE asked the corporation not to broadcast the episode, but that was rejected. Antisemitism accusations.
Whilst leafleting at a party conference, someone came up and screamed abuse in my face.
In 2019, Panorama released the episode Is Labour Anti-Semitic?, which explored discrimination against Jewish people within the party. The episode featured several former staff members that gave their experiences on the accusations. However, the makers of the feature had released previous negative episodes about Jeremy Corbyn's leadership at Panorama and other shows, giving the impression of bias to some.
Before Jeremy Corbyn was elected Labour leader in 2015, complaints in the party about anti-Semitism were rare.
Even film director Ken Loach publicly criticised the episode, calling it the most disgusting programme he'd seen by the broadcaster. Labour officially complained to the BBC about the feature, claiming that those ex-employees had tried to undermine Corbyn's leadership, but the complaint was rejected.
As he says, or likes to repeat, constantly, he is this lifelong anti-racist who should be able to spot anti-Semitic tropes when he sees them.
In 2020, Labour leader Keir Starmer reversed the previous stance, apologised and paid damages to the former staff members. The Diana interview.
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
In 1995, the public's questions about Princess Diana and Prince Charles separating were set to be answered in the Panorama episode An Interview with HRH, the Princess of Wales. As such, millions tuned in to watch, and they weren't disappointed, with several shocking accusations and a peek behind the royal curtain.
Martin Bashir spun a web of elaborate lies to win the trust of the princess.
Diana spoke about her mental health battle and dealing with 3 people in the marriage. But then, in 2020, we discovered that interviewer Martin Bashir had lied to secure this interview with Diana.
What Martin Bashir wanted to share, according to Earl Spencer, was evidence that the Earl was being spied on. It got him a meeting at Aldtrup House.
He and his team had forged bank statements to make it seem like those close to her were spying on her. People were angry. Bashir had to resign, and the BBC was forced to pay out several damages cases.
Do you really believe that a campaign was being waged against you?
Yes, I did. Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.